today. I was very happy when she said that she'd come on my show. It's not directly about accessibility, but she's learning, and I'm learning too, a lot about accessibility. So I'm going to read an intro about she. And if you spend any time on LinkedIn, you probably know who Zineb is. If not, read on. Zineb is the founder of Raise the Runway, where she helps businesses get visible on video by being the real selves. Her tagline says it all. Give them freaking good reasons to choose you. And I think that's such a great tagline. It's very memorable, and I just immediately connected to you, Steve. I mean, that's just you. She's also the co-founder of Mavens of Merch, along with Dana Fellows, creating memorable merchandise for clients in different industries. Everybody needs a Z in the corner. So if you're not following her, you better fix it now. Hi, Zineb. How are you doing today? This afternoon, evening, your time. And it's early my time. So how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you so much for having me, Juana. The sun is finally shining. It's 4 p.m. here. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to this.
Me too. So Zineb, I wanted to ask you, how did you get your start in marketing, and how have you always been familiar with accessibility when you started marketing, or was it later on LinkedIn that you learned more about accessibility?
Definitely much later, but the first question, marketing. I mean, one of my very first um, job opportunities was doing. So there's a company, they had been doing exports. They wanted to build out the department, and because languages, the background I had, etc., and also the energy and the passion that I had at the time, they said I was perfect to build out that. And basically, what I ended up doing is so understanding the business and creating materials to help sell, right? So sales enablement, today could be buyer enablement, and that's how my journey in the started. Yeah, very tight with sales, and that's how I slowly did to get into new product development, working closer and closer with developers, also with teams, and that's how I got that journey started. And into your second question, the accessibility, not until I think a year ago did I not start to see it more in my day to day. With it was Meryl, right? Meryl did her name right this time. I think you
Yeah.
these two, those two names come to mind. I'm seeing this more and more, and not just from afar. I'm also starting to think about this more and more.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. And so somebody has a question. I want to say hi to Robert, who's always a faithful follower and he always shows up to my lives. It's great to see you, Robert. She says, what is the most interesting product you've worked on, see?
For my product development phase, we buy products for printers, to sell the printers, so that shops that bought our printers could have products to entice end users to, right? So anything from albums to frames to etc., like anything. So in that phase, it was those types of products. I don't know if I call them interesting or exciting, but what was interesting was the opportunity to build products not just for a small market worldwide launch that we had to plan, and also plan products that would work worldwide also. So there's a lot of research to be done on the ground. Yeah, so there you go. Thank you.
Yeah, I hope that answers the question, Robin. And I've always been like fascinated with how people come up with the art for album covers. You know, those beautiful album covers that, do you know how they even come up with album covers and beautiful art they create? I just think it's amazing. And it takes more than one person to create album cover art, right? Yeah.
I can imagine these were more from photos printed, photos that we have on our phone. I don't even know, when was the last time you printed a photo?
A couple of years ago, when I
There you
printed
go.
a photo, my dad wanted a photo of me and my sister in a frame. I said, okay. So I printed out a photo from my phone, and printed it at the drugstore. No, Walmart actually. And then I sent him the photo. But
Yeah.
it's not as good quality when you do it that way. It depends on the phone, I believe. So, but he was fine with it, and it's a nice picture.
Yeah.
He put it in the frame, and sent it to him. He's happy, and it's in his apartment. He loves it. Reminds him. He did say that I looked very white, like pale, like a ghost in my photo. I said, well, it was winter time. It was winter time in California, so I wasn't getting a lot of sun. So, okay. And Robert says, yeah, he said that, right? I said, well,
Yeah. What's a printer?
because
Thank you, Robert.
my dad has had skin cancer, see? And I don't want skin cancer. It's been really painful. So it's nothing that
Yeah.
nothing for him to joke about. I said, well, we try to take use sunscreen. And my dad is bald, okay? So he was going out without sunscreen on his head. He was just wearing a hat, but the sun can penetrate through your hat. So you have to put sunscreen on your hat, and then you're okay. So hopefully he learned his lesson. Who knows? He's older now, so.
Yeah, and
So,
Joanna,
Robert,
I was laughing at Robert's message, not at the photo.
yeah. So he asked, what is a printer? Right. I mean, okay, so see, you help people create videos for their business. So what would you say is the biggest struggle that they have with creating video? Is it about getting on video, how to present themselves? What is their biggest struggle?
Yeah, so the bulk of the work that I do is repurposed from existing calls, existing webinars, what we're right here, everything that you're already doing without thinking. That's the bulk of the work that I do. Okay, because a lot of I can't do video. That's I don't know what to say, and I say you're already saying while you're doing your job. Take those, repurpose as possible, and then of course, by all means, practice creating videos from scratch. There are so many people on this platform. Sheridan, Nasheen, so many people that Ashley Fifth. I hope I didn't get his name wrong. Nathan Hill, people that help get more comfortable in front of the camera, right? But in the meantime, repurpose. So to answer the question, the biggest struggle is, first of all, I don't know what to clip. I don't know what to repurpose, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's something that I'm actually actively working on to either I don't know when I'm going to course or whatever. It help people learn that and be more intentional, because you don't know what to look for if you don't know what you should be looking for in the first place. And that goes back to we're not close enough to customer. We're not paying when there's a prospect. What types of questions are they asking? Customer, do you go back to understand their how they felt even way before they found out you existed? What did they do? Where did they go? What are they thinking? How do they compare alternatives? All this programs your brain to detect in your day-to-day. And that's what we don't have. So it's hard for us to know exactly where to clip. And Joanna, another thing is, oh, but video editing, it's difficult. It's only difficult to know what to clip. If you know what to clip, tools like this, for example, they make it super easy. Clip here, boom, boom, subtitles, right. Optimize for attention. So if a video, don't start video with, so I was thinking, no, get straight to the point, right? So you add that layer. But I would say those are the ones, yeah.
Right. And for people that have never been on video and ask them to repurpose to add any kind of text to a video, is that how do you help those who literally have never been on video? I think all of us have been on video once or twice, but how do you help them overcome the fear of being on camera? Which I think is a very common fear that we have. So, what do you tell them?
That's a great question. And I instantly tell them that they are doing video every single day. So you're already on video. Like, there's no more, I have a fear of being on video, because you're on with your client, you're on a Zoom call, prospect, you're on a Zoom call team, you're Zooming, you're getting a talk, you're doing this, you're doing links, you're already on video. Wait, right? So repurpose that, because it's a time you're not overthinking, how should I say this short, this is the wrong word. You're not overthinking it blowing out of you, literally. And then the second thing that usually works for me, I say, give me one of your chats, give them to me, give them one or two snippets, and they're like, who is this smart woman? Look at these golden, these knowledge bombs that she's dropping left and right. So I show them, and that's it.
Yeah, I think that's such a great way. We are on camera, but I think we think of video as we think of it as more official. If you're on a Zoom call or on some kind of professional video call, and not one of those videos that you have with your friend talking, maybe on Instagram or TikTok, and you're just having like something informal, And so maybe that's why some people don't think of that as being on video, because it's so casual. I don't know. But that's true,
But
though. Yeah, the idea of just not having to create something from scratch to be on video, it really helps a lot and saves you time too, obviously. Robert has an interesting question here. What are some new video repurposing trends you see for 2023? I don't have an answer for that. Do you?
I anything that I've read anywhere. To be honest, I don't know, but there are two things that come to mind. One is a tool that Nick Bennett actually shared ago. I think it was in December. Repurpose.io, which I've already recommended, and I'm looking forward to actually testing it. And then there's the other side of the coin with, do not repurpose. So we repurpose content on other platforms, like, for example, take a in live event, we say recording, take a YouTube clip out of it, we make a TikTok out of it, right? Versus going to those platforms and creating content for those platforms natively, right? There's this, which one do we do? Anytime we can do things natively, I would recommend it. However, if there's a difference between, I can't do natively because it's, it takes another set of effort, right? If you can't do that, meaning you can't form, then I would recommend just repurposing, definitely repurposing in time, right? So yeah, if that answered your question, Robert. Really appreciate your questions.
Yeah, I appreciate that answer too. I hope that helps, Robert. And so, Zineb, you are one of the most active people that I know on LinkedIn. Where on earth do you find the time? Because you're on LinkedIn, you're working with clients, you have a YouTube show with Elite Levy, you have a business with Dana, Maidens of Merch. How are you doing all of this? I just gotta know. I know.
How do this?
I'll have to.
Yeah, I think being able to be as of today is only because of two things. I really enjoy and I get a lot out of it, and LinkedIn is my main platform anyways for business, for also for networking thing, so important to me. But I can only be this active because I'm doing a lot less overthinking at the beginning. So if you think of, I read a post and I want to comment. So I know today not going to take me minutes because what do they think? Well, am I going to sound smart? Will I have to show off? I have to show off too much? No. So I found this balance, it's a work in progress, but I found this balance where I can opinion, whether it's something with a lot of, or it's just cheering you on with GIF, right? I think that, yeah, I found I'm much better than I was 2 years and that's that. Yeah, it's a work in progress.
Robert wants to know. He's asking a lot of questions this morning. Yes, he's quite talkative.
I like it.
How do you overcome the overthinking?
Do it again and again and again, and then realizing that when you get aware, yeah, and it hits you. When it hits you, start to be aware that you've been sitting in front of this comment box. You're like, is this really worth my time? No. So it's either you work on that and you go a little bit less, a little more polished, and accept that sometimes you make a mistake. And I'm not referring to typos, right? So you might misunderstand understand you, might say the wrong thing, and that's fine, right? So yeah, it's just doing. Could ask Robert, where he is overthinking or underthinking, or just yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to learn anything, really, is to just do it and do it again, even if you don't know how. You learn through doing it and then just getting comfortable with the process. So, did that answer your question, Robert? And I think you're the same way, also. I think we were all pretty uncomfortable when we first got on LinkedIn. So, just the longer you're on the platform, the more comfortable you get. Now, the problem is if you change the industry, like I did last year. I switched over from podcast marketing to working in accessibility and marketing. So, and that's kind of a big jump, I would think. So, um, so yeah, and then people on the platform are also saying better to comment more than post every day on the platform. And I think I agree with that. The more, because when you comment on different people's posts, then more people do see you. Other than just posting, not everybody's going to see you. Just very few of your followers, unless they've rang the bell, right? But even then, I've noticed that the bell doesn't always work. Have you noticed that? Yeah, it's kind
And I have a lot to say about the bell. Don't get me started.
I know. I know. I've noticed that. And I've rang a lot of bells. So, but then I think, wait, I'm not seeing this person. I'm pretty sure that I've rang the bell. So, yeah, that's something they have to fix. And Robert says, I don't think. Okay, I think that answers our question. Um, our question. Okay, so Zineb, I wanted to kind of give an idea of what accessibility on a website looks like. Would you be open to me doing a brief teardown of your website, Raise the Runway? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Let's get started. Okay, now come back and answer any questions that I've seen in the chat. Okay, so I'm going to share the. Now I did this before we went live, so this better work. Okay, so Chrome tab. So here we are going to look at Zineb's website. Just everybody can see the website, right? Okay, so first thing here is that right away I can see that you have really great color contrast here, Zineb. I see here you have the red with the white text, and that looks very great. The only thing is you see here the hover button here. Now, when you hover over Let's Chat, I think you want to put black text on Let's Chat when you hover over it. Does that make sense?
I'm
Yeah.
wondering why that is better for the readability.
Yes, it's for readability, color contrast.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you hover over it, the white, there's not enough contrast there because of the red background. And it's the same with the word you right here.
Mhm.
You probably want to change that to black. So, and you have here, one great thing I want to say here is that you don't have your videos on autoplay. You always want to turn the autoplay off, which is really great. So this looks great so far. And then the other thing here is the slider. Here it's very hard to see. It's not big, and you can keep it there, that's fine, but just make it brighter and have a way that they can navigate with the buttons. You can't really see the back and forth buttons very well. So if you can kind of make the logos brighter color, White can work, red can work, but probably white would be best, I would think. And then you have here, this looks great. It's not you. And then you have this autoplay off. That looks great too. So you have really great content on here, see. Really good, great copywriting here and really gets people scrolling. And then, so come here, we have the red banners here. And the text is in white. I think it's not as easy to read, so you probably want to use black text, a black font. The font looks great, by the way. I think it's very easy to read. Now, this is just going by what I can see. So what you want to do is, of course, you can use manual testing. You can manually test the website, but you also need to you can use some accessibility checkers. Everything that I talk about is all the links are in the chat, in my post for this live. So you can go check out those links in the chat. Okay, so here we see this. And then we see his beautiful face here. And that looks great. And then here we go down here. So great copy here. I'm really jealous you have really great copy here. And then you have good navigation here. The down button. I don't know, can you navigate? I'm not sure. Then you have one video, the autoplay is off. So that looks great too. Okay. I see these are easy to read, but the images, and I'm not sure because they're what's called flat copy. Flat copy means it's not readable to a screen reader. So there are any images that JPEG, PNG are not readable to a screen reader. So just to let you know about that. But I like the addition of the testimonials, but maybe you can put it in a format that's readable to a screen reader. So that's good. And I really like that testimonial, by the way. And it's the same with this one here. And then this is the same. You might want to add black colored text to this on a red banner. So that would make it easier to read. And then you have another video, more of a GIF, right? But it's not
You know what's interesting is that on the way it was designed, and when I look at the website, they're not they are on autoplays, but they are mute. And this one is that one was a GIF. This one is a GIF. No, it's no, it's nothing. I think this one. Yeah, it's weird.
It's nothing to worry about. It's nothing to worry about because it's not moving. So you don't have it on autoplay. So that's good. You want to keep it off. You don't need to change anything there. And then you have to do the same with these testimonials. You want to make them readable. And then you have, do you have a question? Okay. Okay, then you have this.
No, I'm good.
Yes. So if you can, I just have a suggestion. Maybe you can put these in a testimonial like you did with Andy's and include a photo with the testimonial. And you can change these into brief little snippets and just like Andy's right here. I think that would be great. And then,
there's the wanna this. Yeah. Quick question. So it's and thank you for me. I've already learned so much. One thing that stuck with me is the image, right? No, flat image or flat text?
Yes, flat image, flat copy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's flat. Okay, go ahead.
I was just going to
Yeah,
say
it's
that
called
if having those screenshots to me it's like a design choice. It's I'd rather have the design choice. Some of those are not per se testimonials; they're either screenshots or
right.
email. So,
Yeah. Well, an option that you can do is to, I guess, go back to. You can keep these in. I'm not saying you take them off. You don't need to do that at all.
mhm.
You want to have some variety on your website. I totally get that. So maybe you can put like a little text under it, of what the screenshot says under it, just like real brief, because they're really brief. And so that's another option, just like small text underneath it, saying what it says. And the same with the previous, the same with this one, just under the screenshot here.
Mhm.
That's an option too.
And
Does that make sense?
Joanna, yeah, and Joanna, I
Right.
was if my point of view, having that text, since the back having that text in in so that it's not seen, but it by a reader. Does
I
that fly, or am I to
see.
find?
You can just use the same text that you see here and just use it underneath the same text that you're using here, same font. You can just use the same, yeah. You can use the black background and just put text, like in a box.
But
Does
can
that
I
make sense?
put that? Can I put that text in black font? Because from a design point of view, I don't want to have to repeat the text. Uh,
Oh, you mean in, oh, do you mean inside the screenshot? Change it
no,
to black.
at the bottom.
Oh,
Yeah, you
at the
suggest
bottom. Yes,
yeah
you
to
can do
write
that.
in. Can I
Yeah.
write it in a font?
Yes, you can, as long as the
Okay.
background is maybe white or a different color. So if you think
Okay.
of black
So no.
background,
Okay.
yeah, that's something to think about. So black
Hmm.
background with a light text. It can be white or yellow text. That's an
Yeah.
option. Or if you want to use red background, use black text. But it's still always a good idea to use a contrast checker, which I have the link in the chat. I put all the links in the chat so you can check it out.
Awesome.
So we can talk about it more, see, one-on-one
Mhm.
too. So I just want to give the audience kind of a general idea of what you can change now on your own if you have your own website. So this looks really
Okay.
great, see. And here's this amazing, I just have to comment on this amazing testimonial from Andy Kovacs. He is a champ. That's a great testimonial. And if that doesn't convince somebody to work with you, there's no hope. There's no hope for the rest of us, right? Video series, okay. So this is good. Autoplay is off. And then this button, like I said before, you could put black
Yeah.
text here, the white. And then you have this one, the autoplay is off. Great. And then it's the same idea what I was saying before about this is a flat image, which means the screen reader can't read it. So we can talk about that later. You can the option I told you about, adding the text below it. And then you have here, I see here that you have a course coming soon on how to create irresistible videos. Wonderful. And you can change the black text here. Okay,
Yeah.
and then here I would recommend adding black, using the black color for the text here. And let's see, this all looks really great. And then use black text here also. And sometimes you get invited to chat with amazing humans. I like this, although I'm not sure how accessible it is. I mean, these are images also. I'm sure there's a way to add alt text to these, but I think it's more of a design issue. So just add black font here. And this one here, even though it's not on autoplay, I'd be concerned about the flashing colors. It could be an issue for people who are photosensitive or perhaps have a seizure disorder or epilepsy. This could trigger a reaction. So red light, especially, you want to avoid. So that's something to consider. You can keep that there, but maybe not have it flashing. Even though it's off, you want to keep the flashing light static, not moving. So that could be an issue there. And here, so it looks really great. And then the other issue here on here is the moving ticker. Okay, you need to have black text here also, because the gray against the white background makes it hard to see. And then, of course, you have the option to turn it off. We have a very clear X mark here to turn it off. So I'll do that, and then that's fine too. So it looks really great. See, so do you have any questions? That was just a quick run through of how you can change your website on your own. Just minor things. You can go a lot more in depth than that, but like in the beginning, these are a lot of things that you can do yourself. So I was thinking, okay, let's ask some questions here. She says, could you add alt text to the screenshots? I believe you can. I'm not sure. I'll be honest, I'm not sure how you can do that just yet, Jessica. Because I'm also learning also. So I'll be looking into that. And then Robert said, I was thinking the same thing about the copy when I was saying about your copy on your website. It's really great. That's excellent copywriting. I agree with you, Robert.
Thank you, Robert.
Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing. Did that work? Okay. So did that help?
That was fantastic.
Was that helpful? Ideas of what you can change. And then all the things I referred to, you can find all the links in the chat. So I hope everybody can see that. Jessica asked the question. Oh, going back to what we were saying about commenting instead of posting every day. I think you need a healthy balance. Commenting gives you exposure, but if you want to be a thought leader, you need content too. That is true, Jessica.
Agreed.
Yeah, so nice balance.
Also,
oh, were you going to say something? Oh, was I going to say something?
No.
Okay. Yeah, but many people are saying comment a lot more than you post. What do you think about that?
I comment more than I post. I try to post 5 times a week. I try to do that 5-6 times a week, but every day, whether I post or not. Maybe a little less on Sundays, Saturdays, but I comment a lot more than I post. Of course, yeah.
Yeah. I post almost about 5 days a week also. Every day is a lot for me. So, but I find I'm not commenting enough. But how much is enough? I mean, 10 posts to comment on, 15, it depends. And It really depends on what you're on the platform for. Are you looking for business or just networking, looking for a job, looking for a partner, collaborations? I mean, there are so many things you can do on LinkedIn, right? So Jessica
Yeah.
says, I think on the website's back end, you'll be able to. I know there's a field on WordPress sites for alt text. There is. And you know what? I haven't seen that for my website. Do you have a WordPress site, Zineb?
I
Are
use
you on
Wix,
WordPress?
and I'm
Oh,
on
Wix.
Wix. I definitely can add alt text. So the workaround, because I didn't want to have that. I understand to have that text readable, but I didn't want to have it bottom. So I wanted to have it with the same font as the background. But if it gets picked up, if I put it in the option, that could be a nice workaround. Thank you, Jessica.
Yes, yes, yeah, yeah. I don't know anything about Wix, so that's something to look into also, because not everybody has WordPress for their
Yeah.
website. So, thing. Oh, see. What is the biggest takeaway that you can give people listening now about video?
Depend. It depends who I'm talking to. Is it someone? No, I don't do video. I'm afraid of video. Then that would be what I switch is you're already, it's too late. You're already on video, right? But I think in general, it's something for video. We apply it in video repurposing, but also in content in general. Is that we're sitting on gold. We're sitting on gold. Have to open our eyes, our ears, and know what to look for, and it's all there. I don't know what to create. I don't know what to write. Thinking of doing things from scratch. Okay, I'm gonna sit down content, and then you have to think about what is it gonna be, who is it for, etc. It's so much more difficult. But if you're constantly listening, from just to give you an example from this conversation, I already have a note to do a post on the fact that the website turned down by you, and these are my thoughts, right? There you go. It's
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's great. That's a great idea. I mean, there's so much inspiration throughout the day if we're listening, right? So,
yeah, exactly.
this is going back to, do you feel like, because I think of you as a video person, right, on LinkedIn now. You and a few other people like Vicky. I can't even think of anybody else. Vicky. You and Vicky O'Neill. Are you familiar with Vicky O'Neill?
She name rings a bell. I'm terrible with names.
Up. Yeah. Vicky O'Neill. Vicky. I don't know why I can't put this in LinkedIn. It really, it bugs the hell out of me. I can't put her name in the LinkedIn chat. I do it in the studio, it doesn't work. Hi, Krista. It's good to see you. Hi, Krista. So, do you feel like as a video person that you have to do a lot of selling, or do you have more people contacting you in the DMs? Do you have more inbound leads, or do you feel like you really have to sell video? What video can do for you?
Yeah, the content in general. It's mostly inbound and word of mouth, mostly. Yeah. So I just recently, for example, I started calling myself a gift strategist, so I added that to my headline because gifts are an important, are yet another tool, right? You got video, you got merch, you got gifts to amplify your message, your brand, etc. So there are different of entry or of interest or of discovery, and then one thing leads to another or not. But yeah, inbound and word of mouth.
Yeah, that's great. And about GIF, do you say GIF or GIF?
I
GIF
say GIF.
or GIF? Me too. I say GIF too. GIF doesn't sound right somehow. GIF. But did you know that
Yeah.
a company called Scribely, I don't know how, a company has partnered with Giphy, the website, to start adding alt text to GIFs. Were you aware of that? It's
Oh,
new. They haven't done all of them yet. They've started doing them now. They're rolling out the GIFs with alt text. So there's like a partnership that they have now to add alt
wow.
text to GIFs. This is really cool. This is really fabulous
Yeah.
development. Yeah. So
How does that affect my, for example, I go to giphy.com, I'll download and then I'll use it in the comments or in a post. What would change after this partnership?
I don't know. It's new to
Okay.
me. So I haven't looked into it yet. But I think
Okay.
you can find out on Giphy, definitely, because all of the
Mm,
gifts do not all have alt text yet. Only some of them. I imagine they're just doing like the most popular, most downloaded gifts right now, I'm assuming. So, but I haven't looked into it. So that's something to find out too, which I have to look
nice.
into gifts. Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
So, Zineb, I so much enjoyed having this chat with you. Thank you so much for being here. And you already said your last word about video. So you've already done that. And so, is there anything else you'd like to share with the people watching? Or is that it?
Um, I mean, I want everyone to, if anyone is on the fence when it comes to using GIFs, for example, because that's a little bit easier than videos. Uh, yeah, I would say go for it. Definitely go for it. And video, I mean, I'm always looking to learn what from repurposing that. So if you want to drop me a message just to tell me, this is what comes to mind when I think this is why I don't do it, I would really appreciate it. Other than that, I mean, happy to connect. I think I'm connected with Krista, with Robert, Jessica. I think I'm, but yeah,
Okay.
happy to connect.
Jessica, yeah. Yeah, you're the great connector on LinkedIn also. So that's fabulous. And I want to say thank you everyone for joining us this morning, afternoon, evening, midnight, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you next week with a surprise guest. And you'll find out later this week or next week who my guest is. Okay, thank you so much for joining us and have a great day or evening. Bye.
Thank you.